just me, everyone. So.
What's the best advice? This kind of surrender.
Resign in Charlotte.
Really just to be myself, which I've been that a few times over the course of my career. So yeah, especially early on in my career, those things, trying not to step on anybody's toes, work my way, things like that. Welcome to the South. That's that before me. Just come in, just be yourself.
My rookie year, we were playing the Chicago Bulls, and this is Michael Jordan's third or fourth year in.
Okay.
And we were playing the next exhibition game, some obscure plays. And most veterans do not like to play an exhibition game. They want to get to the real thing. I'm a wide-eyed, energetic rookie, and we're playing this exhibition game, and Michael's going through the motion. And Chuck Person, who's on my team, trash talking as well, like, the guy everyone's talking about, he's able to walk on water. You're killing him, man. It's like, you should be talking to him. I'm like, no, you're right. Who do you think you are? The great Michael Jordan? That's right. There's a new kid on town, right? Kind of looks at me and starts shaking his head. So at half, I have 10, and he has 4 points, right? I'm doing all this talking. It's like, okay. End of the game, in the second half, he ended up with 44, and I ended up with 12. So he outscored me 40-2. And as he's walking off, he's like, sure, careful, never talk to Black Jesus. And I'm like,
we played in college, and so I used to, like, sometimes before the game, before the night before, we go eat or go to the hotel room, and he was really mad at Reggie Davis because when Reggie got traded, Michael was the draft pick coming in, and Reggie was like, there's no guy who can replace me that's a rookie. So he said, just tell Reggie that I'm going to get 45 tonight. So I went to the locker room. I said, Reggie, Michael said he's going to get 45. So he ended up with 43. And so he comes into the locker room. He said, I didn't get 45, but you got to come to Chicago. Like, now that's a free point. That's a free point. He was mad that he didn't get 45.
Watching him instead of his playbook going hard, but I was like, I can't believe I'm on the same court with the Jordan, all that stuff. I'm looking at shoes, looking at him, and ball head, and 2-3.
I have too many like Michael Jordan. None of them are good to me.
I really don't believe in that backdoor clown. He gave everyone that belief that for a little bit, maybe they could. Whenever I see somebody play Mike, or guard Mike, I used to always want Mike to take him to the hole and be uncle.
I didn't know if I was going to make the league. I was on a non-guaranteed contract. And I'll never forget one of my first exhibition games. We played the Bulls. And I was just trying to make the roster. And Michael Jordan gets the ball right in front of our bench. And I'm already scared to death. Like, God, I hope I don't get into this game. I'm not ready for this stuff. He holds the ball out. And he looks right at me. I'm on the bench, just kind of like. He holds the ball out and he goes, watch this. And he turns. He went right around Dan Marley. Bam! Dunks it. Looks back at our bench and just starts laughing. And I'm looking like, there's no way in hell I can ever make it. Now I really don't want it. I thought
For me, Michael Jordan was a killer. It didn't matter. He wanted to come in and kill you. When I remember my first game playing in the Spectrum in Philadelphia, dropped 48 3/4 and wouldn't sit down and watch the next day. He was playing the New York Knicks in the playoffs. I think he was the drove baseline. Fake one way was Charles Oakley. Spin it back the other way, drove to the lane, went up for a dunk right over Tyson Lewis. There, I think that was one of the most beautiful Michael Jordan moments.
Georgia trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Starks.
He was just so strong by the time I tried to body him up. Swatted the head of the guy.
Hey guys, Nicole here. This message is going out to our entire organization. Hopefully you guys are all doing great and staying warm and looking forward to seeing you all tonight on Zoom. But wanted to get you just a really quick message here. I was talking to Christina earlier today over text message, and she was sending me some information for that spring product event that her and all the Platinum women and Trista are doing for all of us. And so I guess the way they're going to organize it this year, because it's all virtual, they want to pre-order samples and things like that, and then do up little sample boxes that we would all be able to purchase for our clients that are going to be attending. So they're kind of looking for rough numbers, but fairly accurate rough numbers, just so that they can make sure they get enough samples to do up the boxes. So I know this is kind of short notice, but if you guys would not mind either sending me an urgent Kate back, or you can text me. My number is 306-262-7585, and just let me know if you think you'll have clients attending that and how many. I know the invitation hasn't come out yet, and I will forward it as soon as I get it from her. They're still doing some tweaking on it, but it looks like Thursday, March 11th at 8 p.m. and then Sunday, March 14th at 3 p.m. are going to be the two times offered for that. So just let me know what you think, how many boxes you think you might need, how many clients, and I will pass that on to Christina. And yeah, so anyways, that is what I know, and just get back to me as soon as you can. Thanks, guys. Love you tons.
Hey guys, just finished my workout. It was awesome, but I was thinking about some stuff. I was thinking about just some like the process, taking people through the process, and as you guys know, I'm a pretty straightforward kind of person, and I like to kind of be upfront with people and test people and push people, kind of see where they're at and how they really think. And one of the things I was thinking about was one of the when I'm taking people through that process, a lot of the times something that comes up, especially with older people that are coming through the process, even people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, kind of that area. When I talk about a lot of times in that first meeting, I like to say something like, I'm usually talking about myself, but then I turn it around on them as well, and I like to say, my best thinking, my greatest thinking got me to where I was, which was, I was okay with being an electrician until I died. My best thinking, all the input that was tossed at me, shared with me, everything I've seen on YouTube, to heard from my parents, my friends, and I took all that data and I applied it to my life, and what I came out with was being an electrician until you die. And a lot of times what people will say to me is, well, if I just had something to apply it to, and a lot of times, people in their 30s, 40s, they've seen network marketing before, they've tried network marketing before, and they've seen it for a handful of years. So a lot of the times I ask people how long they've known about network marketing or whatever, and sometimes they've never heard of it, but if they have, and they say, yeah, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've done this, I've known about network marketing for 10, 15, 20 years, and I'm able to kind of push that conversation and just be like, well, and that's kind of the difference, because me, I've only known about network marketing for 3 years. When I met my coaches, when I met my business partners, but the difference was I understood that I had no result in anything. I understood that, so I wasn't going to apply my mind to this business. I was going to use my coach's mind and literally take what they said and apply it to this business, because they've found success, and that's kind of the difference. Whereas, and I say this, with no disrespect, is you took your knowledge and applied it to that business, whatever business whether it was Tupperware or Mary Kay, whatever. You took your mind that got you to where you are right now and applied all of that to that business, and that's probably why it didn't work. You know, for myself, even though I'm biased and I feel like Amway's system is the greatest, if I had my coaches behind me, I could build any business. You know, what we've done in such a short time, you know, paid off $70,000 worth of debt, you know, bought 2 vehicles cash. I'm not even an electrician anymore. You know, I did that in 3 years by taking my coach's mind and applying it to my business, and that's kind of the difference.
18 copy over to Platinum, sent up to Ben. Just wanted to pass out a message here from Greg Lundy. Just some great thoughts on sowing and reaping. Thanks, Greg.
Hey Ben, got about to launch all of the guys. Just want to set a reflection here on the book that I'm reading right now, John Maxwell's Leadership, and it's just talking about the question of, I know, we ask prospects in the process, some common questions that you should ask yourself is, do we care for you? Can you trust us? And can we help you, or do we feel like we help you? And for me, and as a in business, a full business, we are developing different leaders in the business, and sometimes it's a struggle, even though when I was talking to people, we're like, I just want to be a leader, and this drive and this hunger to just win, right? And then just talk about, if and if you're ever gonna, if wins, right? If you're ever gonna lead, you need to do well in those 3 departments. People need to know that you care about them, because you know that he's a very trustful person, and that you're able to help them. And maybe if you're struggling in this department, is to change your focus from receiving to giving. And growing up in a farming background, all too often, it's when's the harvest? But it's like you always know that sowing always precedes reaping. And it's maybe not ask yourself, will I reap harvest today? It should be, have I sowed seeds today? And I think what that would go, talking to your universe and talking to your people in the town or community is, we've all had it. We have the mindset where we're going headhunting or going prospecting today. Will I hit anybody today? And all those are just like, will I have harvest today? And it's, sometimes we get stuck on that, and after we come into the day, we're frustrated with nothing happening. But in the end, we never really added value to anybody because we were trying to harvest without even sowing seeds. And so maybe you should switch that mindset of like, instead of like trying to have a harvest today, it's like, I'm just going to go and sow some seeds today and add value to people. And so maybe some actual habits to help with that. If you find that, and I know I struggle with this, where it's like, I just want to go out there and find one, right? Not that that's the bad thing, but just to get away from that. Like the headhunting kind of style of communication is, so we actually have this, just focus on adding value daily, add as much value as possible, as often as possible. Never wait to add value. Give without keeping score of motives, so they say here, welcome any return is an unexpected blessing. So then, there the harvest has happened, right? When you plant that seed in the ground, you're hoping for a healthy plant, but so it's just some focused thoughts on going out there instead of like, who am I going to get today? Who can I make it their day better? Who can I get somebody to care for me? Who can I build trust in somebody today? How can I offer help to somebody? And just a small example. Yesterday I went to the grocery store, and there was a mother that had in her car, and the car door wouldn't shut close. It was, the latch was frozen or whatever. So then I just said, hey, can you give me a hand? And that worked for a bit, and they would leave the door closed, and she was very happy, right? There was nothing to it. I just said, hey, do you want a hand? And that was as far as that they went with her, but she left very happy. So we're sowing seeds, but yeah, just a reflection about it.
team, Billy, and one message from Billy and Veronica just talking about the all-in mindset, the difference between entrepreneurs and employees. And I just think this is powerful. I want to share this with you. There's a lot of great perspective about winning a friend and just understanding where people are coming from. And, sometimes they say things that rattle your face, but this is great perspective. Thanks, Delaney. Hey, Jeremy. Yeah, super. Sounds like a super interesting conversation you had there, and wanted to get back to you on, what I might share with somebody. I think exactly what you did is awesome. And I don't know if I have anything better that I would share with somebody that I'm having a conversation there, because just based on how that's going and what this gentleman shared with you, you kind of just start to pick up that he's just like he's got a way of thinking, and likely you're not gonna. Or usually I'm not gonna sway this person. I'm just looking to I'm looking to make a friend, and I don't need to get into a debate over something like going all into something or putting all your eggs in one basket, because the thing I do know is that the expression "don't put your eggs all in one basket" has never been said or communicated from somebody who's an entrepreneur. Like that's literally what you are going to do as a business owner entering into the entrepreneurial world. You are putting in most cases you are putting all of your eggs in the basket, and especially if you think about people that are successful in an area, like could you imagine telling an NFL player or somebody aspiring to go to the Olympics, or it's just like, oh, don't put all your eggs in that basket. I mean, this is don't put all your eggs in one basket is to me is like the motto of the average workaday person. That's what it is. It's like, well, don't put. I wouldn't go all into that because like you might fail. It's like, yeah, exactly. You might fail, but you might just stay and accomplish nothing and just be average and have no significance whatsoever. Like that's what happens to people that just do the workaday thing and say to themselves, well, I'm diversified, or like you said, well, what are you doing with your job? Are you putting all your eggs, what happens if your job goes away? Or is that, it sounds like one basket to me, right? And so anyways, it's just something that people say. Sometimes they don't even recognize that they're saying it. And so I thought you handled it great. I don't know if I have any any responses or anything that would be that fantastic to somebody like that. I just wanted to share with you like some of the mindset, right? It's the university thing. It's like, well, you gotta have a backup plan. Go to university, you gotta have a backup plan. I'm like, yeah. Anyways, I'm on a rant here, but it just, of course you need it. But the cool thing about our business is that you technically, outside of your mindset, you technically, physically, you don't have to go all of your eggs into one basket, right? Like I worked as an engineer. I didn't quit my job. I still worked as an engineer. So I guess if things didn't work out for us in the Amway business, I could have fell back on that. But mentally in my head, that's not how I thought, because obviously you can't think like that to be successful in anything. So anyways, hope that helps, buddy. Hey team, hope you're doing awesome. A couple of platinums over there. Just want to forward a message here from Cole Smith. I think just some great thoughts and a bit of a comparison here, just around brainwashing and what that looks like, and not sometimes referred to or felt like it's a negative term or refers to something that's bad that's happened, but also as we know, can be something for the positive, depending on, um, what exactly you're washing your brain with. So here's some great thoughts. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, shoot up a page on talk about this kind of thing about the last couple of days, and the topic is brainwash. It's kind of sounds negative as like a negative around it in our society. And I remember an old interview with Mike Tyson, and he was talking about how he got brainwashed by his coach to believe that he was the greatest boxer in the world. It's what made him work hard, what made him get to where he was, to change his life from being a criminal and a drug dealer to focus on boxing and go that route. And he talks about how his coach brainwashed him to believe that. And it made me think of other athletes like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. To get to that level, they had to someone had to brainwash them as well to make them believe they were the greatest. And we had a situation with our business, someone being told that they got brainwashed or they're being brainwashed, and that's kind of what made me start thinking about that word. There's positive and negative brainwashing. If someone's brainwashing you to have a growth mindset, I think that's amazing. I think that's really cool. And then on the other hand, being brainwashed to set limits on yourself, on what you can achieve, in my opinion, is not great at all. And when I think of our coaches, our business partners, and the people that we look up to, and how they've brainwashed us, it's things like retirement not being a function of age. You can retire whenever you want if you put the work in, right? If you set your mind to it, that success isn't decided by circumstance, and excuses, can also be a reason to do something instead of the reason not. Actually live life through your dreams, through your values, and these are the types of things that we've been learning and grasping, and some would call it getting brainwashed, but they're all positive, powerful success principles that are changing our mind that over the last couple of years. And when I look at the other side of that, people get told that they can't retire till they're 60 or 70, that successful people are lucky, or it was handed to them, so it isn't available for them, because successful people are just greedy. And people get value from their job, to play it safe, find a good career with benefits, to save your money. You'll never afford anything nice, so borrow money and get it now, because you could die tomorrow, right? And to me, that type of brainwashing is way worse.
Hi, Leslie. Copy going to Jeff. This is Michelle passing this message back to you from Jeff regarding the same question about friendships and balancing those relationships that we had before the business and now moving on in the business. So this is a great response, and I thought others could benefit from it. Thank you, Jeff. Here you go.
Hey, Michelle, copy to Leslie. I totally agree with Leslie. Relationships are an investment in people, and to just write them off and say, well, you're not interested in building a business, so I'm going to turn my cheek the other way and go focus on people that are. I think you're being very narrow-minded, and I think, again, we talk about balance in everything you do, and it's good to have friends that potentially aren't going today build an Amway business. They may never build an Amway business. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean they're not good friends. And it gives you an opportunity to kind of flex your muscle, practice what you're doing, be out living your life. And it's always the friend of a friend of a friend that ends up being a big builder in your business. And So there's a lot of people that are your friends and they are good where they're at, and then all of a sudden they realize that they maybe not be so good where they're at. Guess what? You've always been there for them. They trust you. You've been having all this personal development. Perhaps they haven't had as much, and so all of a sudden it becomes a finger. Every one of the relationships in life is a finger to something. So just and you don't take that negatively. It's coming from your heart. It's coming from your mind. It's coming from every aspect of you as a person. But don't throw those relationships away. Gosh, prioritize your time. That's what entrepreneurs do. Yeah, I can't go to the pub and watch the football game. I've got some meetings. I'm not gonna be able to make that. I sure would love to meet you for coffee on Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning. We can grab a coffee for a half hour. You don't need to tell them your whole schedule, but again, you're getting on the field. Even though you're having a conversation with her or with him, doesn't mean you're not going to meet somebody while you're having coffee. So anyway, just thoughts.
Hello, Leaders Copy Carolyn. I had a great question come up about the AMP Perks program and if those points ever expire. And so I sent it over to our sales rep, Frank, and this is his answer. So thanks, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Hey, Alicia. Thanks for the question about AMP Perks expiry, because I didn't know. I went and looked at the frequently asked questions. I couldn't find it. And then I went somewhere else. We have an internal knowledge base, and I happened to find the answers. So it says here, points expire after 2 years of purchase inactivity, and customers will be notified 30 days prior to points expiring. And then they'll get notified 7 days prior as well. Okay, so as long as a customer does something within 2 years, they won't expire from what I can see here on our cheat sheet, okay? Hope that helps, and thanks. Let me know. We'll touch base next week, hopefully, and chat away with you guys and the bonuses. See ya.
Hey team, hope you're having an awesome Monday. Wanted to get you a message here. And again, just a bit of encouragement to keep going, keep persevering. And my mindset behind this has come from a couple different conversations recently, and one specifically this morning with people in our team that are in positions that they have really set themselves up, that they don't have to be in the full-time every single day, can never miss work grind. They've set themselves up financially by following budgets, by getting debt free, by building their businesses, that they can maybe work part-time. They can maybe cut one of their, they had 3 jobs, then they cut to 2. They had 2, they can cut to 1. And they put themselves in a position that they had options. And I just think that is so, so cool, because I know the ultimate goal, at least for Ben and I, was to have that full family freedom for Ben and I, both to be able to run our business full-time, not have to go to jobs, be able to have our sole income come from our business. That was our ultimate dream. But so many people forget along the way, you get little freedoms as you go. You get to, like I said, maybe you had 3 jobs, go to 2. You had 2 jobs, go to 1. You worked full-time, go to 3/4 time, maybe half-time, maybe part-time. Maybe if you get fired from your job, you take,
Hey team, copy over to Platinums and up to Ben. Just wanted to pass on a message here from Greg Lundy. Just some great thoughts on sowing and reaping. Thanks, Greg.
Hey Ben, got a copy going to all the guys. Just want to send a reflection here on the book that I'm reading right now, John Maxwell Leadership, and it's just talking about the question of, I know, we ask prospects in the process, some common questions that you should ask yourself is do we care for you? Can you trust us? And can we help you, or do we know people that can help you? And for me, as in business, a people business, we are developing to become leaders in this business. And sometimes that's a struggle. And even when we're going out and talking to people, we're like, man, I just want to be a leader. And you kind of get this drive and this hunger to just win, right? And then just talk about, if and when you're ever gonna lead, you need to do well in those three departments. People need to know that you care about them. They need to know that you're a trustable person, and that you're able to help them. And maybe if you're struggling in this department, is to change your focus from receiving to giving. And growing up in a farming background, all too often, it's when's the harvest, but it's like we always know that sowing always precedes reaping. And it's maybe not ask yourself, will I reap harvest today? It should be, have I sowed seeds today? And I think about that when you go out and talking to your names list and talking to your just people in the town or the community, is we've all had it, where we had the mindset where we're going head hunting, or we're going prospecting today. Will I get anybody today? And all those are just like, will I have a harvest today? And it's sometimes we get stuck on that, and here we come at the end of the day and we're frustrated because nothing happened. But in the end, we never really added value to anybody because we were trying to harvest without even sowing seeds. And so maybe it's just switch that mindset of like, instead of like trying to reap a harvest today, it's like, no, I'm just going to go out and sow some seeds today and add value to people. And so maybe some actual habits to help with that. If you find that, and I know I struggle with this, where it's like, man, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find a winner, right? And not that that's a bad thing, but just to get away from the like the head hunting kind of style of communication, is some action habits is just focus on adding value daily. Add as much value as possible, as often as possible. Never wait to add value. Give without keeping score or motives, so they stay pure. Welcome any return as an unexpected blessing. So then, the harvest has happened, right? Because when you plant that seed in the ground, you're hoping for a healthy plant. But so it's just some focused thoughts on going out there, instead of like who am I going to get today? It's like, who can I make their day better? Who can I get somebody to care for me? Who can I build trust in somebody today? How can I offer help to somebody? And just a small example. Yesterday I went to the grocery store, and there was a mother that had in her car, and the car door wouldn't shut close. The latch was frozen or whatever. So then I just said, hey, I'm going to give you a hand. And I worked with a bit, and I was able to get the door closed, and she was very happy, right? There was nothing to it. I just said, hey, do you want a hand? And that was as far as that day went with her, but she left very happy. So just sowing seeds. But yeah, just a reflection. We'll talk to there.
Hey team, copy over to Platinums and up to Ben. Just wanted to pass. Hey team, hope you're doing awesome. Copy to Platinums over to Ben. Just want to forward a message here from Cole Smith. I think just some great thoughts in a bit of a comparison here, just around brainwashing and what that looks like, and not sometimes referred to or felt like it's a negative term or refers to something that's bad that's happened, but also as we know can be something for the positive, depending on what exactly you're washing your brain with. So here's some great thoughts. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, just shooting up a Kate on a topic I've been kind of thinking about the last couple of days, and our topic is being brainwashed. And it's even saying it, it kind of sounds negative. It has like a negative feeling around it in our society. And I remember an old interview with Mike Tyson, and he was talking about how he got brainwashed by his coach to believe that he was the greatest boxer in the world. It's what made him work hard, what made him get to where he was, to change his life from being a criminal and a drug dealer to focus on boxing and go that route. And he talks about how his coach brainwashed him to believe that. And it made me think of other athletes like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. To get to that level, they had to someone had to brainwash them as well to make them believe they were the greatest. And we had a situation with our business, someone being told that they got brainwashed or they're being brainwashed, and that's kind of what made me start thinking about that word. There's positive and negative brainwashing. If someone's brainwashing you to have a growth mindset, I think that's amazing. I think that's really cool. And on the other hand, being brainwashed, set limits on yourself, on what you can achieve, in my opinion, is not great at all. And when I think of our coaches, our business partners, and the people that we look up to, and how they've brainwashed us, it's things like retirement not being a function of age. You can retire whenever you want if you put the work in, right? If you set your mind to it. That success isn't decided by circumstance, and excuses can also be a reason to do something instead of the reason not. Actually live life through your dreams, through your values, and these are the types of things that we've been learning and grasping, and some would call it getting brainwashed, but they're all positive, powerful success principles that are changing our mind that over the last couple of years. And when I look at the other side of that, people get told that they can't retire till they're 60 or 70, that successful people are lucky, or it was handed to them, so it isn't available for them, because successful people are just greedy, and people get value from their job, to play it safe, find a good career with benefits, to save your money. You'll never afford anything nice, so borrow money and get it now, because you could die tomorrow, right? And to me, that type of brainwashing is way worse.
Brother, you see this hairstyle? Yeah, dreads up, shaved sides.
honest.
18 passing on an awesome message today from Chelsea Atkins. She has committed to walking 10,000 steps a day, as well as working out a certain amount of times on her bike, and has been committed to this for, I believe, almost a month or just a month here.
Sorry, Danny,
and
is
has
this
followed
starting?
through every single day. And as she shares,
Is the door
yesterday was
open?
maybe a day that
Let me just close the door now.
circumstances were not ideal. And my favorite part of the message is she had that decision. It was 11:15 at night, and she knew I could go to bed and nobody would know. But my favorite part is she goes, but I would. And that's one of my favorite lines in a John Maxwell audio is he said, you know, maybe nobody's watching, but you gotta remember somebody's always watching, even if it's only you. And that is where the power comes from, is you know whether you follow through or not. And I believe this applies, yes, in the health and fitness world, but it's all about building.
Est-ce que tu sais si Danny continue à boire le vitamine?
Quoi?
Est-ce que tu sais si Danny continue à boire le vitamine?
Je sais pas. What are the sauce?
It's Danny, that's why I'm really curious to listen to him. The coins that he's speaking, he doesn't make a statement.
What do you mean?
It's a science course. It requires a lot, it's very demanding.
Wasn't he studying the whole day though?
No, I don't think so. He didn't attend to the time.
Yeah, at least he set an alarm.
That's why I didn't want to get a little question. Because you know you have a more flexible schedule
Mm-hmm.
compared to him.
Mm-hmm.